Hey guys, it's Eric and Karina.
And HR.
An E-Ride, and a special
And special
guest.
guest.
This is Josh.
We got to give you like a gangster rap name too. Can we call you like J-Bone or something?
Well, for today, let's call me 420 JJ.
There you go, 420 double J.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. You guys didn't let me get the intro out.
I'm sorry. By the way, your hurricane. You know what I was supposed to do this morning?
What?
I was supposed to go to court, but then I got high.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
So, as you guys can tell by now, right? The episode today will be regarding about getting high, 420, and all of that. Eric, the idea was floated as, but then I got high, so I just went on Reddit and I found a bunch of stories of people getting high and like just funny stories that revolve around it.
Yeah,
And for special guests, that's why we have Josh.
That's right. So Josh is an expert, and there are a couple of stories that are really funny that I'm going to put Josh on the spot for later. But when we get to those, we'll get to them. And
well, I was thinking about it because I knew for sure you were going to want me to do that. I don't know that I really have I got high stories. I have stories.
Yeah, I mean,
I happen to be high during every single one of them.
See, there you
go.
So I'll tell you what. In honor of our special guest, why don't we, before we get into what Reddit has to say on the subject, Josh, why don't you tell our now 10,200 subscribers the time you got banned from a dispensary, and even though you were like their top customer.
Oh, well, that's a story. Okay, so I went in to my local dispensary, the one that I had been frequenting for many years, the one that gave me Christmas gifts every year. And it was like a Tuesday, and the place was empty, and I had called in an order in advance. So the only person that was there was me and this other guy that was also in the pickup window. And this dude made a monster order, and he's going through every little detail of it to make sure it's correct. It's taking forever. I got to get somewhere. And so I say to the girl in the window right next to him who's doing nothing, can you just grab my order and let me pay and get out of here? And she goes, no, I'm sorry. You can only get your pickup order from the pickup window. So I wait another 10 minutes while this dude goes through his order. And I then say to the manager, all right, dude, look, this guy has the right to go through his order as much as he wants. I don't want to rush him, but I got to get out of here. Could somebody else just ring me up? So he goes, sure, go to her window. I'm like, she just told me that she can't process it because she can't process pickups. And he goes, well, I'm telling her she can. I go, no, send me to some other window. Like, she can't do it. He goes, but I'm the manager. I go, there's no way you are an actual manager. I don't know whose nephew you are. Nobody put you in charge of anything, dude. There's no way. And they kicked me out.
Yeah. I bet. I bet.
Yeah. Never a good idea to insult the wannabe manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Like, he put me on the do not ever talk to this dude again list too. It's not like it's not like he suspended me. No, he threw me out completely.
Like, you're banned completely.
Yeah. Like, just for that, you don't get the pleasure of buying our product.
See, exactly.
I mean, it's like a McDonald's telling you can't go there anymore.
I know, literally. There's so many.
It's not anywhere. As though I'm not going to find another one.
Exactly.
So,
all right. Well, are we ready to get into the stories?
I mean, we are. I want you to stop for a second and really consider the gravity of what that means. When your local dispo sends you fucking Christmas cards, right? Yeah. You know you're special for them. Okay.
He is, definitely.
And so either they make so much fucking money, he don't matter. Because trust me when I tell you, my bro, love him to death. He doesn't drop $40 when he goes in there. Okay.
Right.
Oh,
right.
A little bit more. Right.
I buy into the game for full price.
So either they're making so much money they don't care, or he upset someone so bad.
So bad, yeah.
They'll take the
honestly,
hit.
I mean, I know that this isn't like the topic, but Las Vegas has done, and Henderson out here, like we've done a really good job of not overcrowding the market. So you don't have stores opening and closing out here the way you do in a place like LA.
Right.
For the most part, we have our handful, and they've been open from the beginning, and they're all monstrously successful. Mm-hmm. You rarely go to a place that's empty. They've done a really good job of not over polluting it out here, honestly.
Yeah. But
all right.
over there, everything is a lot more expensive.
You know that,
really?
I mean, just off topic, yes. Do you know that we were named out here in Las Vegas the 4th highest priced housing market in the country?
Oh.
Nevada?
Well, your weed is also more expensive than out here in LA.
You guys are number 1, by the way.
Of course.
But
of course.
For us to come up to number 4 is up, I mean.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, the casinos are super expensive now too. Everything. Yeah, it's true.
Oh. All right. Well, let's get into the episodes. I mean, the stories today.
All right.
All right. Story number 1 is titled, "Am I the asshole for accidentally getting my roommate high?" About 2 nights ago, I cooked up some quote-unquote funny brownies. They were pretty strong, and me and my friends had a good time. I had a lot left over, so I put them in my fridge. My housemates and I don't really share food. It's an unspoken rule that if it's not yours, you either ask or you don't touch it. Well, apparently, my roommate saw the brownies and wanted to try one, without asking me. He ate 3 brownies, and in about 30 minutes, he started freaking out, and he barged into my room screaming at me, asking what the fuck I did to the brownies. I told him they were weed brownies, and he started yelling about how it's super fucked up that I laced the brownies. I told him they weren't for him, and he should have asked, but he went full rage and started screaming and kicking the wall like a 6-year-old. I just chucked that last part to having a bad trip on the unexpected brownies. But now he's not talking to me because I purposely, quote-unquote, purposely laced my brownies. Am I the asshole here? I guess I should have mentioned something, but again, we don't share food, and I didn't think he'd eat them without asking me.
Well, that's probably the kind of item you should keep in your room, but...
Well,
natural consequences. He wasn't supposed to eat them.
Exactly.
That's on him. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, at the end of the day, though it wasn't his food, they weren't his brownies.
Yeah.
And the fact that he ate them, that's his fault. And that's the consequences. But you eat something that wasn't yours.
Look, I hate to be the stoner of reason here, but I hate it when I hear these kinds of stories. This is the biggest crock of garbage of all time. For anybody that has actually ever tasted a pot brownie, it does not taste like a brownie.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
It tastes like a cross between shit and a plant. It tastes terrible.
Yeah.
So this dude wolfed down 3 horrible tasting items. Where there's no question what he's eating, then goes ape shit like he was attacked. Sorry, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one. Sorry, that is not how this works. I am sorry.
Maybe he just thought the brownies were disgusting. I don't know.
It's so gross that he ate 3 of them.
Maybe he was hungry. I don't know.
Well, maybe like you get the munchies after the first one, and then you realize what you're eating.
Or maybe he 100% knew what he was eating and then wasn't able to handle it.
That's true.
Right.
Honestly, I could see that. He knew what he was eating, and then he didn't realize that how much maybe they had inside, and he ate 3.
Right. So we blame the person that made them. Right. Like, give me a break. Like, they don't even look like normal brownies.
Yeah.
There's like specks of green leaf. It's bullshit. Stop it. Stop it.
So you don't think the person's the asshole for leaving them there?
Or this person should go into business making brownies.
That's it.
Because if you've come up with a way to make pot brownies that taste great, I'm in. Like, we're all in.
So I need to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, hold on. You mean to tell me that someone took the time and effort to whip up something from scratch
Mm-hmm.
that he believes is probably delicious for himself, and some ungrateful person came in and ate this poor guy's food
Yes.
without permission?
Yes.
You know what this is almost like?
Yeah.
What is it almost like?
This is almost like when you have a cringy sister-in-law that muscles her way into your house and your life and picks like the best primest cuts of meat that you have from the actual cow that you have butchered for you custom and eats it all and then complains like it doesn't taste good and gets mad at you for cooking it that way. It's almost like
almost like that. It is. It's almost like that.
It's like taking the leftovers that are intended for the wife and eating them before she gets a chance. Yeah.
It's almost like that.
It is almost like that. That's what it's almost like.
Well, let me put a bow on this one quickly in that I don't think Baker Billy, I don't think he's the asshole. Me neither. If they had an unwritten rule that everybody's food is everybody's food, and Brownie Boy Billy decided he was just going to take what wasn't his, then he kind of deserves what he gets, right? Fuck around and find out. That's what this is. So I'm giving Baker Billy 0 dingleberries. I also am going to award Baker Billy a full 10 on the Feldman. There's no shame in making yourself some brownies and, wanting them for yourself, and you put them in the fridge. And again, if the rule is, if it's not yours, you don't touch it. No shame in the fact that the other guy did it. Now,
exactly.
Brownie Thief Billy, that's a little bit different. I'm going to give Brownie Thief Billy 3 dingleberries. 1 for eating what he wasn't supposed to. 2, because I agree with Josh that pot brownies have a very distinct taste and smell. Right. And even if eventually he was just so stoned he ate the other 2, that first one he knew for sure what he was eating, and he finished
Definitely.
it. Right? Not like he ran and spit it out. So I have a hard time thinking. Plus, if Baker Billy is a weed connoisseur, this probably isn't the first exposure that roommate Billy's had to this. So I find it hard to believe it's a total shock. And the behavior afterwards and like going, batshit crazy over it is likely just his way of deflecting the fact that he probably got too stoned for his own good, and he's trying to excuse like the fact that he ate this other guy's fucking pot brownie. So I'm giving Brownie Thief Billy a 3 on the Feldman for all those reasons as well.
I agree. Because it is pretty shameless to go and eat the brownies and then have this over the top reaction and going batshit crazy over it when you knew what you were eating. So I agree.
At the very best, he's a guy trying to steal homemade brownies from his roommate. Like, take the pot out of it. He's still taking his roommate's food without permission.
Yeah. Took 3, and not even just 1 brownie, not 2 brownies, 3 brownies.
Yeah, like even if you take out the whole part about them being, strong and stuff, like he's still stealing brownies from his dude.
Exactly.
So he is the asshole, and he is shameless too. Like,
it's very shameless to take what's not yours, eat it, and then complain about it.
I mean, it's one thing to open up a bag of Doritos and take a few out. This is a homemade baked item. Like the guy made it for himself. Like, yeah, that's kind of shady for sure.
I agree. All right, next one.
All right, so I think we're good on this one. Next one.
Yeah. Okay. Am I the
stoner
asshole?
fashion? We're getting through one every like 40 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for accidentally allowing my fiance to eat an edible? I used to be a pothead back in college. After being with my then girlfriend, I stopped smoking because she just wasn't into it. Now, I just buy one of those medicated nerd rope edibles. One of those easily lasts me a week. The thing is, my fiance ate an entire one, and she's mad at me because I didn't label it. The thing is, it's pretty obviously labeled. It says medicated and THC. It's pretty obviously an edible. It's not my fault that she ate 400 milligrams of THC in one sitting. I tried to help her through her high, but she's still pissed at me. She said that she felt terrible and nauseous throughout the whole 8 hours. She also complained that she didn't want her first high to be like this. I don't know how I'm the one in the wrong here. She ate something clearly marked as an edible, and now she's complaining about me not labeling it enough. Plus, she ate my stuff on purpose. So, am I the asshole here?
Huh.
Was it still in the packaging?
He doesn't say. That's all he put. But I want to say it has to be because it says medicated and THC. So I'm sure it's in the packaging. She just ate it without reading it.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine what 400 milligrams would do to you.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, what's 400 milligrams like?
It's like eating 40 gummies at one time. So, look, this is a bit of rinse and repeat from the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she knows he eats these things.
Also, why would one of those strands come by themselves? Those usually come in packs.
I just think this is another example of her knowing exactly what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's embarrassed, and now she's blaming him. What do you want me to tell you? Like, that's my opinion.
Do we think he's the asshole? Because, okay, here's how I'm seeing this, right? If he knows these whole things last him a week, my first question is, did you sit there and watch her eat the whole thing and not once be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't eat all of that?
Oh, I assumed the person wasn't there.
Right.
That's what I was trying to figure out because I was like, I wonder if he was there and just watched her like eat the whole thing and didn't say anything.
He does say that he helped her, that he tried to help her through it, right?
Yeah, that he says he tried helping her through it. So I'm like, okay, so he's there.
Oh, well, if he's there, that's a dick move then.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like, you sat there and you watched her do that?
Well, we don't know if he just came home and she was already like, like lit, or if he was just like, if he was like, yo, enjoy, let me, eat up, right? Open wide. Yeah. So I don't know. We don't have enough information for that.
No.
Right?
Yeah. And this is the only post on that account. So, and the account got suspended. So we don't have any more.
Of course it got suspended. So, so here's what I think. Okay. I think that it is a little not nice to sort of spike your, girlfriend's food, or it's not really spiking, but, like just kind of watch her do that, especially if you know that she's kind of against it, but not because it's not funny to watch. I mean, I hate to be an asshole, but actually there's nothing funnier than somebody that doesn't realize, what they're taking, and then like watching them react, especially when it's something kind of harmless. Like, it's different if like, you gave them like a fucking hot shot of cocaine or something. Right.
Right.
Weed is pretty, user friendly, so to speak.
I mean, yes, but 400 milligrams is not user friendly.
Well, that's where that's what I'm saying. That's where I don't know if Billy just like sat back and watched like, yo, this is fucking hysterical. And maybe he was a little lit himself. He's like, yo, I got to see this. Right. We just don't know. No, I'm saying, look, and I will say this though, if that's what it was, if it was one of those, yo, I just got to watch and see what happens, then that's pretty fucked up, and that, that's not okay. If she was already, into the, the edible, and 400 milligrams are down the drain, and he walked in and he was like, yo, what did you just do? And she's like, what? Okay. Then, what else can you do except just sit back and try to nurse her through it?
I agree. Yeah. So are we giving?
Here's what I'm going to say. Because we don't have enough information, but to be fair, I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to give Sneaky Pot Billy 1 dingleberry for potentially just kind of watching his girlfriend suffer through what is likely a very intense trip on 400 milligrams. I am going to give him a 5 on the Feldman, only because I don't know if it was intentional. And I have to kind of give a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, but assuming it was intentional, then that's what he's going to, then it might get worse. But from, based on the information we have now, I think that's really all I'm comfortable awarding.
I think how I'm seeing it is if he sat there and he watched her take it, I'm giving him 3, because he also realized she had never been high before. This was her first high. And you sat there, and if you watched her do it, then I'm giving him at least 3 dingleberries. Yes, at the end of the day, she should have. I don't eat anything that I don't know what the fuck I'm eating. So if she just ate it, like, whatever, that it's also on her. So only 3. But if he wasn't there, and then I don't give him any dingleberries because at the end of the day, it's not his fault. So.
Okay.
Any more
HR,
comments?
Josh? Yeah.
Right?
Guys?
So it does sound to me like he just watched her smash it and wanted to see what would happen. Because that is a thing that we do to people.
Have you done this to Aaron? Are you speaking from experience?
No, I specifically remember one time, me and a buddy, we churned out butter with weed oil, and so it was green and it was kind of I don't know how to explain it, but it looked just like wasabi.
Oh.
So we took a tub of it to the all-you-can-eat sushi place. And when people weren't looking, we replaced their wasabi.
Oh my God.
With a smattering of this. And I mean, it was awesome.
Oh my God.
I mean, now look, these are our best friends and they would see the humor in it and maybe she didn't, but I mean, people talk about that night still. It's like 30 years later. People still think that night it's like hilarious.
I bet. I bet it was. I bet it was.
And the sushi, like the all-you-can-eat sushi place was, I mean, they were eating almost out of business that night.
Everyone was in it just with the munchies. Oh my God. Yeah.
And once they all kind of figured out what was happening, then they all started saying like fuck it, it's we're knee deep already. We might as well go all the way in. So
get your money's worth.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they're like it's not like we can take it out now, so let's put more in.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Well, it was my buddy Ryan, and like I always say, like Ryan's the kind of kid who, after you've been drinking for like 8 hours straight, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God!
So this, and I knew this was going to happen.
He'll pull you aside and he'll say, like, "Listen, we're going to be hungover no matter what, and it's going to suck. But if you take half of this pill with me right now, we can party for like another 2 or 3 hours."
Oh my God!
So go ahead.
So let me tell you, because I knew this was going to happen during this episode. So I met Josh's friend Ryan, and I had a visit years and years and years and years ago, while Josh was still a full-time student at UNLV.
Oh God!
He had this condo, right, that he was living in. You know, it was kind of like my parents, being ever so practical and Jewish, realized that it was a lot less expensive to buy a condo in Vegas back then than it was to pay for the dorms, right? I mean, a lot less expensive, right? So they got this little 2-bedroom condo, and it's very cute and it's very nice. So I'm there. I don't remember why I was there. I think for a job I had or something. Again, this is way before I ever went to law school or anything.
Right.
And so, of course, I'm going to stay at my brother's place. We're going to hang out. So his buddy Ryan comes over, and his buddy Ryan's got some wacky tobacco.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, I'll partake with you guys, right? I'll blaze up.
God.
I don't know what it was or how strong it was. I just know, and I'm serious now, back then I was still like, 275 pounds, like a lot, but I don't know what it was. Whatever was in that was so strong. I got so hungry that I started ordering like anything I could find. So I ordered like a full pizza, and then I ordered like sub sandwiches, and I don't remember what else, and then I ate like the whole large pizza myself.
Cheeseburger and fries.
Right. Oh yeah. On top, I was so hungry. Oh my
God.
After that, and his friend Ryan is like encouraging me, like, yeah, carbs are good, give you energy. Yeah, all right, fuck it. Let me keep going.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I guess. So there we go.
The thing about him, honest to God, Ryan was a basketball player. He played at the University of Hawaii. He was a point guard. And like, if you've ever known really high level athletes, they can just do things the rest of us can't do.
Yeah.
Like he could drink for 8 hours, smoke the whole time, eat
4 meals in one sitting and then go to class. And be like, I mean, he could just do incredible things like that.
Yeah.
So hanging out with that kid was always, wow.
It was a new adventure for you.
Well, I mean, trying to keep up was always,
yeah.
Yeah, it was tough for sure.
All right. Next one then?
Yes.
Okay. Story number 3. Title is, Am I the Asshole for Giving My Mother-in-Law and My Sister-in-Law an Edible?
No.
I, male 27, don't really smoke anymore. So I decided to pick up a bag of edibles to help me sleep and I generally just enjoy them. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law came to visit as they were helping my wife with some big plans and spent the day together running errands and just having a girls' day. I was completely cool with this as my wife can get homesick pretty easily. Sister-in-law is a bit of an odd bird. I know Josh agrees.
You don't say.
But I generally do like her, and my wife and her are very close. I took the time to make dinner for them and stayed home with our dogs preparing for when they got back. This is where things go sideways. When they arrived, they both had made jokes about wanting to partake in weed while being here. Mother-in-law had never tried it, and sister-in-law had tried it once or twice. I told them how I had an edible left over from a couple of months ago, and they were welcome to have it. They ended up splitting it. We were halfway through dinner when mother-in-law started freaking out and became paranoid that we had tricked her. My wife and sister-in-law started to laugh, but I told them to stop it so it wouldn't make things worse for her. Then my sister-in-law began tripping hard as well. I'm talking like off of her ass, not sure what planet she's on high. My wife and I stayed up all night taking care of them. The next morning, we woke up and expected them to be a bit embarrassed, so we went to get them breakfast to smooth things over. When we came back, my wife went out on the patio with them, and I could hear them arguing. I went outside, and my sister-in-law was screaming about how I betrayed them, and she didn't feel safe in my house anymore. How that edible was much stronger than she thought. It was, but I honestly just didn't know about it. I didn't know how strong it was either. That she would never allow anything like that to happen to me and demanded an apology. I told him to come inside and we can talk this through, as I was pretty upset that she was screaming this in front of my neighbors. I then told her that I thought she was simply embarrassed and that while I was sorry that it happened to her, I didn't do anything wrong. My wife agreed with me and my mother-in-law didn't really say anything as she's never one to pick a side. My sister-in-law booked an early flight home and hasn't talked to us for months now. My mother-in-law says she understands both sides and just wants to move on from it. Am I the asshole for letting them take the edible?
So they knowingly took the edible, but they just didn't know how strong it was?
Yeah, so they knowingly took the edible and they were like, yeah, like I want to try it. They wanted to, I guess, get high. So he gave them an edible he had and he's like, I didn't know how strong it was. They didn't know how strong it was. And they just...
Does he say how many milligrams?
No, he doesn't say. He just says that he didn't think it was as strong as it was when, like, and then they took it. He doesn't say how much many milligrams it was though.
All right,
like,
so wait.
If he let him split like a 400 one, like the other story, and they've never had it before, that would be a dick move.
Yeah,
especially an old person.
Hold on, can we not skip the elephant in the room and realize that? How does the owner of the edibles not know its potency when he takes them himself?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't. Like yeah, this guy's an idiot, or he just.
Well, let's also think about the fact that he says he's had this same edible in his house for months. There's a reason he didn't eat this edible.
No, but if he eats edibles all the time, he may not appreciate how strong they are to other people. Oh,
that's true too. Yeah, you're right.
You know, like there are times that people come and sit with me and I think they're going to be able to hang and no. Right,
you don't say. That happens?
Like Eric's a good example, right? Like you know, I mean, after a while, you take your own dose, and it's just what you take. So,
you know what I want to know? I want to know, how is it possible that every in-law in these stories is the one taking other people's stuff?
Well, he offered it to them this time, so.
Man, he just wanted them quiet and out of his hair.
Every one of these stories boils down into I wanted to do it, then I didn't like it, so now I'm upset at the person that helped me do it.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, you're just trying something out for the first time. You don't let your friend or your family member have like hundreds of milligrams because you never know how they're going to react to it.
It's like ordering a dish at a restaurant that you've never had before and being upset at the chef because you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's a little different. I mean, like if your kid is having their first drink, you wouldn't give them like an entire bottle of something.
If it's their 21st, you do.
That's fair to say.
But you wouldn't like encourage them to finish the whole thing.
Well, it depends if you ever want them to drink again.
That's true. That's true.
Right. I was going to say exactly right. You overdo it so that they realize it's awful for them and they're going to get sick and, but I understand. So I'm just trying to, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be the slow one here. Like, I'm sorry. Today I'm the pimple on the ass of progress, for the podcast, but
we'll call you Lizzo.
Thank you. Not yet. We may have some Lizzos in here, but what I'm still trying to understand is how is it, because you know what this is almost like? This is almost like if you had a cringy sister-in-law that shows up for dinner and looks at what you served and thinks it looks awesome, tries it, doesn't like it, and then gets mad at you for cooking that in your own house. It's almost like
that. Yeah, it's almost like that.
It's a little different than that.
All right, Jen, I'll give you what it's almost like. It's almost like the girl asked for anal sex.
Oh,
whoa!
But
it went a whole different direction.
But it hurt, and now she's upset at me for doing it.
Yeah.
But she asked.
I did not see that coming. Honestly.
Me either. I didn't know where this was headed.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't know we were gonna end there.
She said, "Let's try it," and then she didn't like it, and suddenly it's my fault.
Okay, but if it's the first time, you wouldn't do it really, really rough, right?
I just do it the way I do it.
Hopefully.
Oh, God. Like, why are we? How is this still a topic? Oh my God.
Okay, moving on
because
then.
I came up with a really good comparison.
No. Are you kidding?
I don't think it was it didn't compare by a lot. It didn't.
Exactly the same thing.
Yo, Jay, you know HR's kids listen to this, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, Sam.
Not anymore.
All right. Well, I mean, I didn't ask them to watch it. Or whatever.
All right. I think it's a good time to move on to the next one.
Okay. All right. Title of this. You're gonna laugh at the title. Am I the asshole for throwing out my mom after she threw out my weed?
We know who comes first.
The weed, definitely. Okay. So I am a 30-year-old man. I'm single and I live alone in a house that I own. A few months ago, my mom lost her job, so I decided to let her stay with me. I have medical marijuana card and I smoke every day. I know my mom disliked weed, so I warned her before she moved in that I would be smoking weed daily and would not stop for her. She agreed and only asked that I smoke outside, which I thought was a relatively reasonable request. Weed has a strong smell and many people don't like it. At first, this worked out fine at first. Why did he say first twice? Okay. But she started making remarks about how I should quit, etc. I mostly just ignored them / brushed them off. Then it evolved to her demanding that I quit, as if I were still a child that she could issue orders to. I refused and I told her that she could move out if she doesn't like it. She started crying and saying that I don't love her, that I have a problem, etc., etc. The next day, I come home from work to find her waiting for me. She explained that she had flushed all my weed for my own good, and then demanded that I go to treatment. Well, predictably, I was furious, and not even about not having weed anymore. It's cheap. I can easily get more. It was about her total lack of respect for me. I'm an adult who owns his own house. I have a good job, and I have approval from the state to legally purchase and possess weed. So, someone I'm not doing a huge favor for demanding that I stop and throwing out my stuff when I already refused is extremely outrageous to me. No matter if she pushed me out of her vagina 30 years ago. Anyways, we argued about this for a while, and it became clear to me that she was not sorry at all, and she would probably do it again. So I told her she can't live with me anymore. I gave her a month, but she has already packed all her shit and drove down to my brother's house for a couple of hours away. She obviously thinks I'm the asshole, and so does my brother, but I think that's mostly because she's his problem now. Am I the asshole for this?
I wonder if he did that on purpose to get her to leave.
I don't think so, because I mean, again, these stories are written so that they can look better, but he took her in and he was like, I was fine smoking outside. It's just the fact that this bitch threw away his weed.
Yeah,
he was like, no.
He did. He disclosed it ahead of time, but I guess living with it was a different thing for mom than just thinking about it.
Yeah, throwing it out is insane.
Yeah,
you know what I think?
What do you think?
I think the mom intentionally told him he needs to go to rehab so she could have his house all to herself.
That too. Mm-hmm.
That's what that's what I think. Okay. Listen, you have to be either from, a fucking Amish community or one of these Puritans or something to never have heard or seen or dealt with weed ever. And if he has a legit medical issue, which, by the way, that's another funny story about how Josh got his first medical card. But
when he was kidnapped?
Yes, we'll talk about that one in a second. But the point is that, there are legitimate uses medicinally. And if he has anxiety, insomnia, whatever, then, I think mom reacted a little too harshly.
She also reacted too harshly because he's a 30-year-old man, Eric. Think about it.
Yeah, I wasn't quite done, but yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the other thing, too, is like at some point, this guy is a grown-ass man who owns his own house, who has his own job, who clearly is able to support himself, whether or not he smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to. Listen, in all seriousness, okay, here's my public service announcement for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
You can say no to black tar heroin and cocaine and meth and ecstasy and all that stuff all you want. Okay. I truly, and I'm not just saying this, I honestly believe that cannabis is not nearly as bad as alcohol, which is legal, or all these other drugs. I really do believe that it helps people with medical issues, with pain management. I mean, all sorts of things. Yes, there's always going to be people that use it recreationally, and that's why it's been legalized in so many states. Because at some point, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Right.
And that kind of thing. But this mom, I'm telling you, there's an ulterior motive. She was like, yo, this is a nice house, and Billy cramps my style. And so, fuck it. I'm just going to, if I send him to rehab, that he's going to have to pay for himself anyway, right? Because I'm clearly broke. He'll have to leave me a bunch of money to live on, and I'll get this house to myself. That's what I think is happening.
Well, now the bitch is living with her other son because he threw her out. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, nah.
Right.
You know what it's almost like?
All right. Listen. I had a similar experience. Not with my mother, obviously.
Okay.
And let me be clear. If my mom was living with me and she felt the need to throw away my weed, we would have a conversation about it. I would go buy more, and that would be that. And eventually, I would just hide it from her, and it would be I would not kick my mother out of my house.
Okay.
Period. Ever, no matter what. And I promise you, this dude is going to look back at this and feel like an asshole for having that be the solution rather than finding something else.
You see, I feel that you feel that way because you and Eric are very much like family people. He might not give a fuck.
Okay.
There's people who don't care.
So I'll tell you what. So let me put this into a different perspective, okay? Because you know what this is almost like? This would almost be like if your cringy sister-in-law moved in with you because she had no place to go and brought her fatherless child with her. And
the dog,
somehow,
and the crusty, dusty dog.
That's right, the crusty, dusty dog. And somehow got upset that you indulge in weed smoking every now and then to manage your daily life, and threw it all away, and then expected you to leave and let her stay there free.
Exactly.
It's almost like
with her fatherless child.
That's right. It's almost like that.
It's all because you can't be high if you have to go pick up the child from school. You're the designated nanny.
All right, I have to tell you a story, and then I get to go. So
okay,
this should wrap everything together.
All right. Yes.
So I was living with a female, right?
Okay.
This is early in my 20s, and it just kind of happened. Just like, I don't know, started hanging out and never went home and living there. So we're living together, and her dog is enormous. So we go to the pool one day, and we get back, and I've been thinking about a bong hit since the minute we left the house, and I can't wait to smash this. And I just see this empty plastic bag, and I see her dog licking his lips.
No.
And it's immediately obvious to me this fucking dog just ate my weed. And I did kick her out for that. Yes, I did.
Is the dog okay?
Fuck
right,
the dog.
like that's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Like, was the dog okay? Because I know someone who's like puppy ate.
Okay, motherfuck that dog. Okay, this goes back to a time when you had to meet up with Johnny the dealer to get your shit. I couldn't go down the road and replace it. God damn it! All right. And I'm like, get this fucking mutt out of here. Take you both bitches, get the fuck out. Oh, I was pissed. But just like this guy that got pissed and threw his wife out, his mother out, it didn't help my argument that I didn't have a weed problem.
Mm-hmm.
When that was my reaction to the dog.
Yeah.
Like the mom's whole issue is that she thinks the dude has a problem.
Right.
If his reaction,
and then he reacted like that,
is to go ape shit and throw her out, and like you didn't go a whole long way in proving you don't have a problem, dude.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it is a good point.
You certainly didn't help your cause here, pal.
Fair.
And he did say it was cheap. He could always get more. So at least, Josh was a little more understandable. Like, he had to go meet up with his dealer.
Stay with the breakup because, like, okay, she's like, obviously you have a problem. Like, okay, like, you win. So I'm just saying he didn't do himself no favors. All right.
That's true.
I gotta go. This is fun.
Okay. Thank you for joining us, Josh.
Thank you.
All right. So are we moving on? Oh, did we dingleberry this one? Or should we just move on?
I mean, look, mom is going to get 4 dingleberries for, dumping her son's stash and imposing her will upon him and anybody else. It sounds like she is one of these like moral conviction people. Of course, let's put it, I mean, and the fact that she's, a broke hoe may not matter. But let's not take that into account. Like somebody that can't afford their own place should not be throwing away other people's valuable stuff.
Exactly. After the person said, I'm not giving it up.
Yeah. So I'm going 4. And the only reason I'm not going 5 is because maybe, and I'm just, again, I try to see the good in people. Maybe mom really does care about her son's health. And maybe mom really believes that this is like the devil's, playground. When it comes to weed. So, maybe if she is one of those like religious zealots, I can maybe understand why she did that. But
she was initially okay with it. It was just too hard for her to see him, I think.
Smoking every day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In other words, I bet you she's had a problem with this the whole time. She just tried to live with it.
She needed a place to live. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she's like, I just can't watch him destroy his life anymore. And she got into like, crazy, church lady mode.
Yes.
So I'm giving mom 4 dingleberries. Now mom is getting a -3 on the Feldman
good.
scale.
I'm glad we agree. Cause I was like, this is in the negative scale. Like this has to be like, bitch, you have no home.
No. And and that's right. Yeah. You have absolutely zero shame to be a homeless bitch and living on your son's dime for free, and he's a grown man.
Shit out that he said he's not going to give up. Insane.
Right. Yeah, as if any of this is her business. So, yeah.
And did you really think that would do anything, Mom?
Like, literally, he'll just go buy more.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Throwing it away and then he jack shit when he can just go to the dispo and get more.
Exactly. Like this is a grown man who can get weed anywhere he wants to. Her throwing it away isn't going to stop it. All right. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Ready.
Okay. Title is, am I the asshole for taking a gummy at a Christian wedding? I, 26 male, was the +1 for a wedding that my roomie, 27 female, was in as a bridesmaid. I had previously made the couple a few times, and I brought a pack of gummies that I would take during the reception, and my roomie knew I was bringing them. The wedding was small, about 60 people. The ceremony was nice, and when we moved to the reception, I was seated with 3 bridesmaids and 2 of the bride's college friends. The wedding party left for pics, and some food was brought out, so I took a gummy. I offered some to the couple that I was left with, and they politely declined. I thought that was the end of that. Well, some time had passed, and the wedding party returned. Right away, the couple engaged in hushed conversation with the bridesmaids sitting opposite of me. The couple's vibe changed, and while we were talking at the table, at the table, they would start responding to things I was saying with, "Oh, I wonder what other fun things you're taking," and "Don't let the kids see you're doing that," in snarky tones.
Yeah, that's kind of a douchey thing to say, but okay.
I became uncomfortable, so I excused myself and stepped out onto the patio. Soon after, my roomie stepped out and joined me. She informed me that the table started talking about me when I left, that the couple was appalled to find out that I brought gummies to the reception. They expressed their distaste for drugs that weren't FDA approved and are also apparently very Christian.
I know. That's what a douchey thing to say.
Oh,
God.
Which became clear when they stated that this was a Christian wedding and I should be more respectful and not bringing addictive drugs around a celebration with kids present.
Oh my God.
My roomie thought they were overreacting, but the bridesmaids agreed with them and debated kicking me out. I was embarrassed and I didn't realize that I would cause such a reaction as they had an open bar and plenty of people were already buzzed, the couple included. We returned and I apologized and tried to explain that the gummies are legal and not addictive like alcohol or other drugs. The man seemed to think that was a jab at him because he was already pretty drunk. He interrupted me and said, "You don't get to tell others how much they can drink at a wedding, especially when you're a +1 and we were actually invited." The convo died and we were dismissed for dinner. I could hear that couple, a few people behind us in line for the buffet, still talking about it and including others in the conversation. At this point, I felt very unwelcome and told my roomie I was just going to wait in the car outside. She opposed that many times, but I told her that I'd be fine and I just left. I stayed in the car for about 3 hours. When my roomie finally came out, she told me that the bride heard about this and she didn't personally care, but she said that I absolutely shouldn't have not brought edibles as many of the attendees were Christians and equated weed to meth or cocaine. Am I the asshole here?
No, you're not.
No.
Oh, wow.
This poor man.
Yeah. I'm just imagining these drunk morons lecturing him on addictive substances.
Literally.
Just
debating kicking him out. That's insane. And the guy was so nice. He was even offering the gummies to other people. Like, he was being so nice about
That's
it.
what he gets for sharing, huh? I'm telling you.
Literally, this is why you don't share. He decided to share and be nice to people, and they now made him leave. So sad.
Hey, this poor guy just minding his own business, taking his gummy.
He just wanted to have a good time at the wedding.
Yeah, I'm actually very pleased to hear that he stayed in the car and he didn't just go drive off, after he had consumed. So that tells me that there's already a degree of responsibility that this guy exhibits, when he's using outside of the house.
Yeah, it's not like he was giving them out to people without telling them what it was.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. I was going to say, it'd be different if you took a gummy and broke it into pieces, sprinkled in someone's ice cream.
Exactly.
Hey, here, kiddo, go bounce on your mom's lap after eating this or something,
Exactly.
This is just a typical overreactive, fucking Southern redneck wedding where, the fucking beer and moonshine flows like nothing. But God forbid, right?
You take a little gummy.
Yeah. I'll tell you a true story. And it involves a client of the firm, so I can't give names. But early on, before he technically became a client, the first time I met him was at one of the poker home games. He was kind of new to the group at the time. And we're playing, and you could tell he's not a great player. I mean, he understands what he's doing, but he's not, that skilled. But about an hour and a half into the night, so we start around 7:30 and we finish around 11:30, right? That's kind of the range. Okay. Sometimes we go a little later, but whatever. So around 9 o'clock, he breaks out a gummy and he offers anybody if they want half. Like, anybody want half a gummy? Anybody have a gummy? And everybody's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And then he just took the whole one. And from that point on, I knew that whatever money this guy had was going to be mine. He just, I don't know if he just was a lightweight at the time or whatever, but he was so out of it. And he was pounding shots of scotch too. So that might have, that all helped. Yeah. Right. But the point is, there's absolutely, look, it's not, unless they're in a state where, again, you have to go to the corner drug dealer and buy it illegally. But if this was a legal purchase, it's no different than somebody that gets invited to a wedding and they bring their own flask.
Yeah.
If people do that all the time.
All the time.
Tailgate, they get drunk right before the ceremony starts, whatever. I don't see this as any different. In fact, I see this actually as less harmful.
Exactly.
Because weed doesn't fuck your kidneys up. Does not impair you anywhere near the same way that alcohol does.
Exactly.
At least in my experience. So yeah, he's not the asshole for bringing it. The fact that he didn't sneak it to anybody, he didn't try to like dose anyone. He was just very open and casual. Maybe he should have known his audience a little better, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's dingleberry worthy. That's all, you know what I mean?
No, he doesn't deserve any dingleberries.
Yeah, I mean, because what was he supposed to do? Like, supposed to like go do some recon before the wedding starts? You know, you're gonna go check Uncle Elmer and Aunt May or whatever, Mavis, to make sure that they're down to party or whatever. You know, come on.
Exactly. But the couple, they're getting 5 dingleberries from me though.
Well, the couple. Well, which couple? Because the bride apparently didn't care. She was just concerned about everybody else.
No, the couple that he offered the gummies to. Those are the ones that went and snitched them out, and we're telling everybody there that he was doing drugs and he was doing it in front of the kids.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if I'm giving them all 5 because maybe they're deep in their convictions. Some people that are like true believers, they just can't help themselves. Like no matter what. So
I agree, but then like the guy was drunk, so that's why I'm like, fuck him. You're drunk telling me about my gummies. Fuck you.
It's kind of funny, actually. Now I think about it.
Alcohol is way more dangerous and causes way more health.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly. All right, next one then.
All right, next one.
Okay, title is: Am I the asshole for smoking weed with my friends in a shared kitchen space when I thought the building was empty? So, I'm a college student living in a dorm with a kitchen that's shared among like 25 people. Everyone received a group text from some girl on the floor saying that she was recovering from a respiratory condition and needed the windows to be opened if anyone was going to be cooking. I thought it was a bit weird that someone would just get sick from the smell of cooking, but I didn't mind popping the window during the semester. I got back from break early and decided to invite some of my friends over since the campus was basically deserted. We decided to hang out and smoke some weed in the kitchen. I didn't think anyone would be there since most people had gone home for the break. We hotboxed the kitchen and I was taking a huge bong hit when the girl ended up walking in. I didn't see her come in because my eyes were closed and I ended up blowing the smoke directly in her face. She shouted something and ran out of the kitchen. And my friends and I couldn't help but laugh because in all honesty, the situation was hilarious. It turns out that the girl had stayed in the dorm over the break and we had no idea. When we found out what had happened, my friends had packed up and left. I was later contacted and told that I'm being placed on leave from the school for violating the rules. I get that I broke the rules, but I really don't think this was a big deal. And I'm pissed at the girl for basically tattling on me like we're on middle school. I had knowledge of the girl's respiratory condition before smoking, but I didn't mean to blow smoke in her face. I don't think the punishment fits the crime. Am I the asshole for this?
Yeah, it seems pretty hard to get kicked out of school for that.
Right? Like you're being placed on leave for that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know the girl was here. Like, I feel like the fact that the girl, had that condition plays a big part in it. But again, like, he didn't know the girl was there.
Yeah, no, exactly. It definitely wasn't intentional.
I'm like, I don't think so.
I mean, you're gonna kick everyone who smokes weed out of school. You're not gonna have a school anymore. So.
Exactly. I don't see it as something that's assholey. Eric?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm just gonna say honestly, I'm trying to find like something really, witty to say about this, but honestly, this was a harmless error. I mean, I don't think at all that this was, intentional or meant to embarrass or make anybody uncomfortable.
No.
Things happen.
Exactly.
It's no different than like if you're at a restaurant and you accidentally fart, and it's like loud. It's like it wasn't intentional. You didn't try. It slipped.
Yeah, it's like when clients come in your office and they fart because they can't hear it either, and then you're just stuck with the smell.
Yeah, especially when they're 91 years old and they just don't give a shit and they don't give a fuck anyway. But that's it is. I mean, look, it's different. Look, it's not like a fart in church, right? But it's okay. It just happened. He didn't mean to blow it on her. He did. And, maybe she. What she should have done was just be a little less uptight and just sort of, inhaled it and like, okay, fuck it. And
Well, she has a respiratory problem.
No, she doesn't. She's just saying that now because she's embarrassed. You know how these people are.
Well, no, her respiratory problem was there since before the break, she said, remember?
Yeah, I know that's what she's saying. I'm saying I just don't believe it.
Okay. All right, so next one?
Whatever.
All right. Okay. Am I the asshole for smoking weed with my grandpa? Last week, I, 23 male, was over at my grandparents' house. My grandpa, 69 male, is a very cool guy. He's always been laid back, chilled, and very open-minded, and has always had amazing stories to tell. He doesn't smoke cigarettes, but he does smoke weed on occasion. However, he has high blood pressure and asthma. Other than that, he's a healthy guy who exercises weekly. I started smoking weed when I was in high school, and my parents did know, but they didn't mind as long as I did it in moderation. I was honest with them, and I knew the health risk. They also knew that my grandpa smoked, and they have expressed their concerns about this, especially since it's not recommended for people with asthma, and they want him to stop. I personally think it's not a big deal, as he knows what he's doing, and it's his own decision. Anyways, back to last week. My grandpa had never smoked with me before, and he really wanted to do it with me sometime. So we met up last week, spent some time in the woods behind my grandparents' house together, and smoked a bit. And then we went back into the house. It was a really funny experience. My grandma knew what we were doing, and she doesn't mind. She's very open-minded as well. She brought it up with my parents, however, and my dad called me and started an argument about it. He says that I'm encouraging him by smoking with him and that I should be more concerned for his health. I said that my grandpa was the one who initiated it, but he told me that I should have said no because I knew they wanted him to stop smoking already. I feel like I'm the asshole because I didn't listen to my parents and because I'm not helping my grandpa quit smoking. But you let me know. Am I the asshole?
I don't think so.
Yeah. No.
I mean, he's really young. Like, it's not his job to please his grandpa. His grandpa wanted to smoke with him to have that kind of bonding moment.
I agree with that, but he's kind of enabling it.
Well, I was going to tell you where it kind of tilted me to saying he's not the asshole is learning that grandma is aware and doesn't mind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, grandma doesn't. Yeah.
That's the one, if anyone, you know, that kind of has the right to sit down, grandpa, like, yo, Grandpa Billy, this is becoming a problem, right? And maybe you need to just switch to edibles or something, you know.
Right.
But aside from that, no. You know, grandpa's a grown ass man. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's true. And if my grandma was okay with it too, I wouldn't think really.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot he could do. Like his grandpa just wanted to smoke with him just one time, you know, just for the experience.
Yeah, this kid's not the asshole for doing that. And it's not his job to get his grandpa to quit anything or to go to rehab or any of this other bullshit. Look, I understand having an older parent that adult children get concerned, you know, they have health concerns for their older parents. They want to make sure they make their doctor's appointments on time and do all that kind of stuff. Right. This is not the kind of thing to be alarmed over. In fact, I would even say if grandpa were smoking 3 packs of regular cigarettes a day, that'd be a whole different conversation.
Exactly.
Right. And by the way, I don't know that this really fucks your asthma up. You know, I don't know to what extent.
Well, the smoking part, I'm sure it does.
I mean, I just don't know. But my point is, my point is, listen, if Grandpa Billy has an inhaler, right, for when he has an asthma issue, then just that's it. You know, live and let live. Move on.
Yeah, that's all you can do. Like, he's a grown man. He's very grown. So, hey, if Grandpa doesn't care and he wants to live, you know, his last year smoking and high, let him do it.
Yeah, I'm giving Billy Grandson 0 dingleberries for smoking with Grandpa. This is probably something even on Grandpa's bucket list.
Yeah.
To be honest, and so
something Billy won't forget.
Yeah, and you know what? How many people can say they have that kind of memory with their grandparent? You know, because my grandfather's one grandfather I never met. He died before I was ever born, and my other grandfather, he was only alive till I was like 5 or 6 years old. I have very, very fond memories of him, but I wish he was around, you know, more. And so imagine, you know, if I had that opportunity.
Would you do it if you had the opportunity?
Hell yes. I love my grandpa. I think we'd have a blast, you know? So.
Will you smoke with your future grandchildren at least once?
So here's the thing. Maybe, but that's something I'd probably clear with their parents first.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But it also, for example, if my grandson were a senior in high school and his parents were already aware that he smoked anyway, and as long as his grades stay up and all that, and he's like, yo, Papa Eric, or Papi Eric, whatever, how about we blaze up? You know, I'd probably be okay with it. You know, assuming like it's true that my kids, his parents, my grandson's parents knew that he smoked anyway. They probably know that I do, right? It's probably not a secret that Grandpa smokes. Right. So, you know, and the fact that mom and dad are so anti when they allow their own son to do it, just, you know, it just feels a little sketch to me. So Grandson Billy gets 0 dingleberries, 10 on the Feldman. There's no shame in smoking out with your grandpa, especially if he was a willing participant or the one that encouraged it.
Exactly.
I'm going to give mom and dad 3.5 dingleberries for inserting themselves into their adult father's life, and for shaming them and their kid for bonding with grandpa.
Grandma kind of tattled, you know?
Yeah. And grandma's getting 3 dingleberries for being a rat. I was going to say that too. Thank you.
Yeah, she was okay with it. Then she tattled on him.
Right. No fucking rat. There was no excuse.
Exactly.
Okay. She threw her husband and her grandson under the bus. So while she listen, grandma's only going to get 3 dingleberries for that, but she's getting a 2 on the Feldman scale for doing that.
Yes. Exactly.
It's much more shameless than being an asshole, right? But that's kind of, you have like no shame. You're like, fuck it. You know, your father and your son smoked together, even though I said it was okay. No, what the hell, lady? Come on. What was the point of that?
Well, we don't know if she like went and like told like that, or if it was like mentioned in like passing. Like he was over at the house the other day. Like him and his grandpa went outside.
She might have phrased it like that, but that's a conscious choice to say. You know, that you pick your words and use them. Right?
Yeah.
The tone of the inflection doesn't change the fact that she was basically a rat.
I agree. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
All right. 2 more. All right, 2 more.
Am I the asshole for smoking weed in my living room on the day that my 2 younger cousins visited? Sorry. I, 19 male, smoke weed all day, every day. It's just a normal part of my routine, and I don't see anything wrong with it. My mom is completely against me smoking and is always telling me to stop. I believe that cannabis is the nature's medicine. It has helped me in so many ways. My mom told me a few days ago that my uncle and my younger cousins, 4 and 6, would be over around 3 p.m. and asked me not to smoke on that day. She always gets upset if she sees me smoking, so I didn't do it while she was home. She went to the grocery store in the morning, and I figured it would be okay to blaze up in the living room with the windows open before my cousins would show up. Well, as it turns out, my uncle and my 2 cousins showed up early and walked in right as I was in the middle of smoking a joint and lounging on the couch in my underwear. It was a really embarrassing moment, and I'm sure my small cousins were shocked to see me like that. To make matters worse, they saw me coughing in a haze of smoke as they walked in. My uncle was upset, I know, and he screamed at me for smoking in front of the children and being irresponsible. He told me I needed to grow up and start thinking about the consequences of my actions. I could tell that he was disappointed in me, and the whole situation made me feel really frustrated. I know this was not a good situation, and I regret that my cousins had to see me like that. But here's the thing. I don't think I did anything wrong. My mom told me the wrong arrival time. So how was I supposed to know that my cousins would be coming over early? And I don't see what the big deal is about smoking weed in my own home as long as I'm not bothering anyone. If I had been told the correct time, this would have been avoided. Am I the asshole in the situation?
This guy is going to be living in his parents' home for the rest of his fucking life. I'm just imagining this guy like in his underwear smoking all day.
Yes. Yep.
Oh my God.
See, this is tricky. I don't think he's the asshole because he didn't think they'd be coming over at that time. He just, he wasn't expecting them there at that time.
Hey, that's a fair point, and it is his home.
It's not an asshole thing. It's kind of concerning, but
yeah, I'm right. I mean, he may end up like there's a line from the movie Animal House. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Hurricane. You might be too young.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's worth it because it's very funny. But there's a line where basically the dean of the college is looking at like one of the fraternity members involved in all the shenanigans, and just literally looks at him and says, "Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son." Right? That's what this is. Okay, this guy's just going through life, fat, drunk, and stupid. Okay, but it doesn't make him an asshole. It just makes him fat, drunk, and stupid, right? Or fat, stoned, and stupid, whatever. So. I agree. I don't see this dingleberry worthy.
No,
Feldman's a little different. Yeah, again, Feldman might be a little different.
Do you think the uncle was the asshole for how he reacted?
Yeah, I think it was a little unnecessary. Again, but here's the thing. Like you said, it is a little weird because, or a little hard to gauge because I could see where you would start to get the kind of concern if a person that you may care about or a family member essentially is wasting away, on his couch.
Right.
And especially if there's more to it, like the guy is like no motivation, never looks for a job, or lives off savings and whatever he can get from other people.
Well, he's 19. He's young, you know?
Well, no, I know, but at the end of the day, a 19-year-old's still an adult.
Yeah.
And if he's lounging at home, like my son's not 18 yet, but he will be next month. Right. Mm-hmm. But I can only imagine if he's at 19 years old and he's just basically sitting on the couch getting stoned all day and he's not looking for a job. He's not taking classes, he's not doing anything. Yeah. I'd probably react kind of similarly at some point, but I think it's because you eventually snap, like it's just too much. You just can't look at it anymore, So that's why it's a little hard to, to say that the relatives, the parents or the uncle or whatever is an asshole. I don't know. Right. I think it's maybe more of a natural reaction to the situation, assuming it's the way that is being described.
Right.
Right.
If I had little kids and walked into someone's house in the middle of the day and there was cloud of smoke, and I probably would.
They're in their underwear.
Yeah, because they knew I was coming over, or at least I would have thought that.
Yeah, but again, he had the wrong time too. Yeah, so the mom gave him the wrong time. Yeah, but I understand too. Yeah,
it's kind of a natural reaction for a parent of young kids.
Yeah, of course. 4 and 6 is very young.
Yeah.
So, you're going to have the kids asking questions. Well, what is he doing? Can we do it? Why is it bad? Why was he doing it if it's bad?
Yeah, that was not a discussion you wanted to have with those kids.
No, not at 4 and 6. 4-year-olds have a lot of questions. So, yeah. So
I think that's why he was upset.
Yep. He's like, now I'm going to have to fucking sit these kids down and explain to them what you're doing, why it's wrong, and why they can't do it. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Are we going to lesson? Or do you have more?
I just for a second I was just going to compliment you on that because I didn't really think of it from that perspective either. Yeah. So that's a good point. You make a good point.
I don't like kids, so I always have to think about what, involved with kids. It's a lot. All right. Last one. Am I the asshole for giving my dad an edible? Okay. So I, 22 female, gave my dad, 59 male, an edible. Here's the backstory. My dad's girlfriend of almost 5 years supposedly cheated on him. I say supposedly because there's no concrete evidence, but they're broken up. It all went down last Tuesday. They broke up on Sunday, and this happened Monday night. He has been distraught over the breakup. He's barely eating anything besides toast and coffee and has called out of work numerous times. He was talking about taking some strong painkillers from his last kidney stone passing to go to sleep. I called out of work Monday since I was sick that morning, but hung out with him in the afternoon running errands. I smoke pens and they help me sleep. I suggested we get him some legal THC indica gummies for him. He used to smoke when he was my age, but hasn't since. We went up to the smoke shop around the corner from our neighborhood, and the lady suggested a brand that I knew of. We bought him a bottle. I haven't heard about how strong these are, Eric, but 7,500 milligram total, and each gummy is 250 milligrams each.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Where the fuck are they getting these at?
That's enough for an elephant.
Yeah. Later, I made sure. Well, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they're not in California.
It can't be. It can't be.
Because there's very strict restrictions. Although I did get one 50 milligram gummy, a single dose, and it wasn't something I purchased. It was like spin the wheel, get a gift, because I bought my other regular nighttime gummies. And I'll be honest, I tried it over the weekend. Yeah, I didn't want to take something like that during the week. Maybe I've built a tolerance to the nighttime gummies at this point. Right. I don't really think it was like I didn't sleep that much harder than I think I normally do. And I think I still woke up around the same time I normally would. But whatever.
All right. Well, I mean, I wonder how much 250 would do for you, though.
I mean, a lot, because look, 50 milligrams again. It didn't like knock me out, like make me unconscious, like to the point where I couldn't, whatever. I slept, but like it was kind of normal. But I generally, but that's what I'm saying, because my normal gummy is 20 milligrams at night, and then on the weekend sometimes I'll take 30.
Right.
So this wasn't that far off, and I've been taking them for a while, so I think I probably have somewhat of a tolerance built up.
Yeah.
I will tell you, and it's a true story. When I was homesick with COVID one time, in order to try to deal with the discomfort and everything, I said, you know what, I'm going to take a daytime gummy.
Oh yeah, you did try those.
Yeah, I took 20 milligrams of a daytime gummy. It's like night and day. I don't know if it's because I was still awake and conscious. It hit me so hard. I mean, I was like in my chair. I couldn't get up. I was just like completely zoned out.
Yep.
I don't even know what was on TV, like whatever.
Oh my God.
I seriously, I just didn't even know. You know,
you didn't even know you were existing at that point.
I'm serious.
So.
I was like almost like curled up back into the fetal position, like just in my chair. I was like, well, okay. So, all right. But yeah, I cannot imagine that kind of, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And she's giving
dosage.
her dad these. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
All right. If someone's in a bad place and they don't have a lot of experience with weed, you don't give them something that's strong.
Exactly. And not a 60-year-old either. You don't give a 60-year-old that, you know, hasn't smoked in years.
Yeah.
You know, 250 milligrams in a gummy, because smoking high and gummy high are two different things, and that's so messed up. So, yeah. But okay, continue.
Did the person take the dad take the whole 250 milligrams?
Yes.
It seemed like.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a part of me that has a curiosity, you know, like one really big strong dose one night and see what happens. And it's only because I know that cannabis is not like, you know, a killer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't you know,
you're not going to die from it, right?
Yeah, you're not going to go into convulsions.
Yeah, but in high doses, it can make you really paranoid.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And, you know, so again, I have a bit of a curiosity. I've not gone beyond that 150 milligram time. The only other time I actually took 50 milligrams was when we had a 15-hour flight.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just knew, and we were in coach. That's a whole other story, but you know, it's not where we wanted to be. And I just knew I needed to at least knock out for 5 or 6 hours of it. Otherwise I'd become homicidal on the airplane. So, but anyway, I'm sorry. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let me continue. Okay. She said later, I made sure he ate a better dinner than he's been having and gave him one gummy around 9 p.m. So yes, he took the 250. I told him to wait an hour to just lay down, relax, and watch TikTok. Later, a little after 10 p.m., he came into my room claiming his heart was racing. He was feeling super anxious and was pacing in the hallway several feet from me. I told him to come sit on my bed and just talk. He said no and just walked away. It wasn't long before he came back saying he wanted to go to the hospital and that he should have never taken the edible. I got dressed, but then he said he no longer wanted me to take him and to call 911. I did, and they brought the ambulance over. My dad was worried and wanted to wake up my younger brother, but I insisted to leave him be. 2 paramedics came in and examined him, and I explained what happened, showing him the gummies. He insisted he wanted to go to the hospital. So he did. I texted my dad to call me as soon as they had updates and needed me to get him. Around 2:30 a.m., he called me to go get him. I guess they had given him something. He passed out, and then they woke him up with papers and told him that he could go. He called me about 5 times on my way, asking where I was, still high and very afraid.
He didn't even go with the dad? Oh my God.
No, he stayed because the dad was like, I don't want you to take me. I want them to take me. I don't know. Exactly.
Okay.
I picked him up and he calls his ex-girlfriend. Apparently, he had texted her while he was high at the hospital as well. We got home and we both went to sleep. My brother slept through the entire thing, and I'd rather not tell him what happened. My dad woke up when I got back and was fine. He said he didn't like that at all and that it was a very bad trip. He left for a date with an old friend and I went to work. But now I'm thinking, am I the asshole for giving him the edible? Should I have gone with him to the hospital? I feel bad that he was put in that position and contacted his ex.
Yeah, that part, yes. You should have accompanied him to the hospital.
Yes, you know? and then she ends it with, definitely should have given him a smaller dosage of something I wasn't fully knowledgeable about.
Yes.
Yes, that's another one. That's another one of those obvious. Like, come on now.
Yes.
You know what's surprising me about a lot of these stories is just how little people think things through.
Yes. Like, you know, yes.
Like, I understand, you know, having impulsivity and you think something's fun at the moment, at the time you do it, and then you stop in retrospect, like, yeah, that might not have been a great idea. But this is a little
50 is insane though, Eric.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're just not thinking this all the way through.
Yeah.
You know? So, you should have gone to the hospital with him.
Because the most I've taken is 100 milligrams. And that was when I took 250 gummies. And that was bad. Like, I was tripping balls. Like, that was bad. I couldn't see. I couldn't breathe. So I couldn't even imagine doubling that.
Yeah, it was. I got to be honest. I have a little bit of a hard time thinking that, you know, gummy giver Billy didn't kind of understand the dosage he was providing.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, like, I don't
Can you
know.
imagine giving Mordecai 250 milligrams for an edible?
No, I will tell you a true story though, because my dad does have sleep problems.
Right.
And goes back maybe 5 or 6 years. This was before COVID. He came for a visit. And at that time, I wasn't taking gummies. I was taking a tincture, like drops.
Right.
You know? And eventually they just started tasting really bad and we couldn't get the right one. So I went to gummies and they're a lot easier to handle. But those were drops. So I said, Dad, why don't you, I didn't tell him what it was. I'm like, why don't you just try this and it'll help you sleep. It helps me sleep.
Right.
I said, okay. Took it at like 9:00. I gave him like 3 droppers full. He slept at like noon the next morning, like a champ. But then when I told him what it was, he got a little aggravated and he's never done it since. He never tried it since then.
Aww.
So there you go.
Aww. Well, that concludes it.
200 is an insane dose.
It is an insane dose.
Even for a young person.
Jen, what's the most you've taken in like the gummies?
Oh, I think it was that liquid joint that we didn't realize how much it was.
It was 30. It was a 30 milligram.
Okay.
Jen.
But the other thing too, those liquid joints, like the little shots, like like lemonade or whatever, those hit your bloodstream faster than gummies.
I've heard. I've been afraid of taking those. I don't want to take that.
Yeah, they hit much faster. Gummies take time to kind of dissolve and absorb and all that stuff. So yeah, I remember that too because HR and I both were like we were curled up. We couldn't get up. I'm serious.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
We were just So anyway.
Yeah, but 250. I just that poor dad. That poor dad. I'm sure he probably didn't even know he was taking 250. Like, I feel like he didn't. So, yeah, I still feel bad for him.
Yeah, because, I mean, even if he had smoked back in the day, like, weed did not used to be as strong as it is now.
Exactly.
So
and definitely not 200 milligrams strong.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, like, at high doses, you feel like you can't breathe.
Yes,
it's scary.
Exactly. Yes. And I can't imagine what he was going through at 250 milligrams. So, all right. Well, that wraps up our episode, guys.
Well, all right. I appreciate all the listeners and thank Josh for taking time out of his day. And before we sign off, and again, I just want to not just appreciate and thank everybody, and I almost forgot.
Oh,
Shout out to the Midbar Maj crew. So, Adanka Dory, Evelyn,
Emily.
Yeah, you're right, Emily. Yeah, her
Ron.
husband.
Hey, Ron.
Hi,
Ron. And Bobby, Jimmy, Billy, Ray, Jessica, Amy, Karen, Aaron, and the rest of the Midbar Maj crew. Thank you for listening and all your support.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
All right. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensama Confirm. You can find our podcast.
Oh, shit. I forgot to say that.
You did, but that's why I was like, I'll just keep going.
Oh, no, it's not funny. It's your hurricane.
Yes.
Tell them where they can find us.
All right, guys. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate all the support. Remember, you can find us on Instagram at the Bensama Confirm. You can find our podcast Instagram at the Lake Podcast, our Twitter and TikTok at Bensama Confirm, our website at eblawfirm.us, or you can email us at info@eblawfirm.us. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
And no more 250 gummies for anybody. All right. Bye.
All right, bye.